America. That's exactly right. All America all the time. All America all the time. Everybody, a few minutes to get in here, boys. So we get started. Dennis Perry is here. Dennis is early this afternoon on the show. And Josh is here. Josh Wesley. Josh, I was telling you about soldering the other day. I got a time delay control module, an old time. It's on a John Deere tractor. I need to break the thing open, man, get some soldering done inside of there. I'll holler at you, though. That's what I was talking about the other day, man. All right. Get started here. Hello to Zach. Zach is a great American. All great Americans in here today. William Lang, first question right out of the gate. William Lang says, is there any mods that can be done to the Ram EcoDiesel? Yeah, William, there's tons of different things that the EcoDiesel motor have got done on it. You've got, most all of the companies have got air intakes now for them. There are some exhaust modifications that you can do. You have some alternatives to the DPF and the EGR that are out there. Most tuning companies are a little bit behind on that because the EcoDiesel actually you had to do some swap out with the ECM, but there are some modules out there that are for them. TS has got a module for the EcoDiesel that works. We've got an installation video on that, so you can check that out. So there's a couple different things that are going on out there now for them. I know that the truck's been out for a few years now, but there's definitely some good products out there. So just check them out there, and we've got a few videos on the website you can check out there. I'll have to go back over to this one screen, guys. I had some more questions over here. Didn't show up on the other one. What do you know about the 08 Duramaxes? LMM motor. Good truck. Tend to have problems with the CP3 and the injectors, but once tuned, they're very good trucks. I like that body style. I like the big headlights body style on those. So that's if you're looking to buy one, man, if the mileage on it's right, you can get it into it for the right money. It'd make you a good truck. What is the cheapest way to tell what tune was put on my truck without a programmer? Tyler, that's a good question. It depends on what kind of truck it is. You can't just hook any tuner up to the truck and pull the tune that's on it. Each tuner puts different things inside of their tunes and in their maps that make the tune specific to them. So probably what is the cheapest and the easiest thing for you to do is take the truck back to the dealership and have it flash back to stock for you. That's going to cost you, it depends on what dealership it is and what they charge you to do it. If you could get in there and make buddies with them, $75, $85 to get something like that done, $125 maybe at most, get you flash back to stock. Especially if you have a emissions control, if you have an emissions on truck and you're trying to do alternatives to that one gets a little bit tricky because then you're kind of stuck at the dealership with the truck in not running condition. So watch what you do there, but if you're just trying to get set back to ground zero, that's probably the cheapest, the easiest way to do it. If you want to overwrite tunes, if the ECM's unlocked, you can drop EFI Live, just for example, right on top of it. So if it's the right model, so give us a call, man. Platform specific, we can help you on that. Melissa Croft says the 7.3 won't stay running and no lights. So by no lights, you're saying no check engine light. The first thing I'd ask you at that point would be, what type of fuel pressure do you have? How long has the fuel filter? How long has been since the fuel filter has been changed? Do you know what the condition of the fuel is? Is there any chance you've got contaminated fuel? What's your high pressure oil pump numbers? What's that between the actual and the commanded? What's the IPR doing? One thing that I've noticed with a lot of 7.3s that we used to see in the shop, if a truck just won't starts and maybe stutters and then dies, sometimes it can be the magnets on the back of the IPR, the little chintzy brass nut that's on the back of those will back off. So check that for tightness to make sure that that's up to speed and make sure that you're good there. Sorry guys, I lost my Sunday, went to Keeneland, did a bunch of hollering, and lost my voice. So, here's Hunter Maines. Let's see what Hunter Maines has to call. Hello, Hunter Maines. What would you like to talk about today on the show? I'm on the show. It's Thursday at 3:10. It's Hunter, everybody. Say hi, Hunter. Oh. Yeah, no, it's 3 o'clock. Everybody. Yeah, you will. See you, man. Bye. All right. Michael Duvall Jr. says, how do you get rid of DEP? Michael, if you're talking about DEF fluid, give us a call. I'd be glad to help you on that. Stetson Shutt says best 7.3 tune and programmer. Stetson, the one thing that we use quite a bit is the 6-position chip from TS. We sell a ton of those. Super Chips is very, very good tuning for them as well. Edge makes good products. It depends on what you want. If you want to shift on the fly, Edge has got a good tuner out there too. Power Hungry Performance is another good one. So there's a lot of different tuners out there for them. It just depends on all what you want. If you're wanting a heads up, or if you're wanting a display that you can look at and you can watch the parameters and stuff, you might want to lean towards the edge way there. So, Luke Melancon 96 Dodge Cummins. I have to hold the throttle to start it, and when I put it in gear, otherwise it will stall. Luke, you're going to want to check on your idle speed to see what your idle speed is on your pump. Just sounds like you're going to have a little screw adjustment on that. You should be good to go there, man. Chad Stam says, on my diesel, it will start and run, and after about a minute after running, the wait to start light will come on. How come? Chad, I really need to know what kind of truck you got, man. Right out of the gate, it just I need to know what platform you're working with right there. Luke, back to your question on the 96 truck as well, man. Check to make sure you don't have restriction in your fuel filter too, man. Ian Kennedy says, what do you all think about the new L5P tuning? Ian, that's a good question. I'll talk about that for a few minutes here. A lot of different things that are going on in the L5P world, and I'll be honest with you, as a retailer, we're kind of kept a little bit in the dark about it. The tuners are trying to get everything as organized as they can right now to try to make this as seamless for the customers as they can to be able to get the tuning on the truck. So there is a lot of stuff going on right now. You'll see a lot of social media posts from some of the guys that they've got tons of VCMs right now, getting ready to go to HP tuners for unlock or whatever is being done in that process. That's a totally different thing than we're used to having to deal with a third party being involved with this right now. But I can tell you that all of the tuners are working diligently to make sure that they get this done, number one, correctly for you. Number two, they want to make sure that this is going to be something for you, that they can get it into your hands for a price point that's going to be attractive to you right now. Because to be honest, and I don't own an L5P. I'm just telling you what my customers, as a retailer, what my customers are telling me. The numbers that are out there right now, they're only attractive to a very, 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 very small group of people. And it's not even just alphas. It's not just the guy with the biggest checkbook that's jumping out here. There are very smart people that know and can look at the entire tuning community is what's going on right now, because there have been some other tuning advancements on different platforms that have been made. There's guys that know right now there may be something else coming, but of course we've been saying that for a long time. Something else is coming, this else is coming, so it's just really, 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 the best way I know how to explain it, it's just really muddy waters right now. So stay tuned, man. I mean, it's like a soap opera right now. But if you L5P guys that are just absolutely dying for tuning, I promise you, we're on the cusp of this. And I'll speak for the tuners. They're on the cusp of this, and they're doing everything that they can to get it right for you, brother. Where was I? 05 Comrail, best 75 horsepower injection, Sean Alasko. Sean, tons of different options that we offer out there. We have DDP, we have SS diesel, we have industrial injection. Industrial is really, really good stuff. All of those are really good stuff. I offer BD as well. If there's any other injector makers out there that I missed and I forgot, I apologize. But any of those companies, they're going to give you a very, very good product. I would definitely suggest to you, instead of maybe picking on one brand over the other one, I would definitely suggest to you to try to do full injectors if you can afford it. Don't just do nozzles. A lot of people now are trying to do nozzles, and you've got the injector bodies that are wore out, control valves are bad in them, so on. The 5.9 common rail is a very, very violent injector. 503 and 505 sticks are very, very violent. If they drop a control valve or something of that nature, you have leaking nozzles, they can wash the cylinder out, dome a piston. So it's very, very critical that you make sure that you get a balanced set of injectors inside of that truck, because that's going to save you money in the long run. Because $4,500 to replace an entire motor is a pill that nobody really wants to swallow. So Shaywan Ethington says, thinking about upgrading from SCT Livewire TS to the new GTX. How do you like the new motor? Sean, I'll be honest with you, I love the new GTX. Telling my guys today, the GTX and the BDX both, as far as cloud-based tuning goes, it is so if you compared them to cars, GTX is a McLaren, Livewire is a Pinto. I mean, that really is. There are going to be some updates that they do to the old 7015s and the 5015s to kind of make them more cloud-based as far as their tuning. Those things are coming down the pipe soon. I'm not too sure that the GTX won't be standalone, will not be the only one standing from there after that goes down. But man, I just like the GTX and the BDX as long as you've got good Wi-Fi capability. So if you're going to transfer tunes or whatnot, if you've got the GTX, you've got to make sure that you've got a good, strong Wi-Fi signal wherever that you're going to be able to do that if you're going to be downloading tunes in and out of the cloud. So that's my suggestion. I like the screen. I like the functionality of the screen. I'll be honest with you, as far as SCT goes, it's one of the very first pieces of hardware I've ever seen them have that I really, really like. SCT's has some of the best tuning out there for Fords, but they've always struggled with their devices, and that's just a personal opinion of mine. I've always felt like some of their devices could have been a little bit better, but their tuning has been 100% on point. So now I think they've got both bases covered, so it's good stuff, man. If you're looking to get one, Sean, give me a call. You know I'll get you taken care of. Jess Dean says, what can I do to make my CP4 pump more reliable on my 2011 6.7 Power Stroke? Jess, I talk about this all the time. You want to keep constant power, make sure that you've got good fuel pressure to it. So maybe you invest in an aftermarket lift pump, Fast, Air Dog, any of the other brands that are out there. I also suggest for you to do the bypass or the fail-safe. S&S has got a really good fail-safe out there right now, pretty easy installation. That way, if your CP4 does grenade, the shrapnel from the CP4 will actually be recycled back, and it won't make it do the injector lines, so it doesn't take an injector, it doesn't take injector out, so it does kind of dull the edge of that sword. So check that out. We've got that on the website, or give us a call, man. I'll be glad to help you with it. David Press says, do cracked pistons or holes typically hurt the block? No knocking sound, but blew out rear main seal from case pressure, need to rebuild 2011 LML. Typically, no, but obviously you're going to want to make sure, David, that you take all components in for machine work. If you're going to be doing the rebuild yourself, please make sure that you take your block in and have the block checked by your machinist, as well as all the components that you're going to go back with. You will be needing to, obviously, if you're going to try to replace just one piston, take the rest of your pistons in, have them sized, have them checked, have them mic'd out to make sure that they're still going to be good. But anything else in the rotating assembly definitely needs to go to machine shop to be cleaned, to be balanced and everything. You would not believe how many people that we get, and I'm not picking on anybody's ways and means, but we have so many people that call in here that buy engine kits from us, and then we ask them, what are the specs on your motor? They haven't even taken their motor to the machine shop yet. That is a crucial mistake. I can't sell you main bearings if I don't know what size main bearings to sell you. So please, always take your motors to the machine shop. Don't skip on this. Rebuilding an engine is a very, very expensive process. It is going to be even more expensive if you try to skip on one step in that rebuilding process and you have to do it twice. I don't even want to sell you an engine rebuild kit if you haven't sent your block to machine yet. So please keep that in mind, man. All right, Mason Gleave says, what are your thoughts on glow shift gauges for the pillar? Wanting to get some of my 2006-7 Cummins. 2008 67 Cummins. Mason, I don't carry glow shift. I'm not going to, I'm not going to speak to their quality. I offer ISPRO and Autometer. I also offer some digital gauges for you that I think would be very good alternatives if you decide not to go with a glow shift. Give us a call, man. I'll be glad to help you with any of that. Luke Farin says, can I swap my 48 out of my 05 into a 4th gen? Yes, Luke, I don't think only backing plate and make sure that you get everything electronically hooked up correctly and you should be good to go. Adam Clemens says, just got a 2013 Cummins looking to add power. How much would the stock 68 RFE hold with trans tuning? Thank you, Adam. Not only do we offer trans tuning on that, we've got a couple of other different kits that can that will work with you. And just for example, ATS has got a bulletproof kit now that has a valve body separator plate in it that keeps you from having the problems with the deflection in the valve body and the cross leaks that come in. Torque converter is always a good thing. Suncoast offers pump upgrades that are done in the housing of those with a converter. So there are a plethora or a lot of different mechanical upgrades because they can be done to the 68 RFE to make it better for you. I just think that sometimes tuning, although the tuning is good, tuning does a good job with raising line pressures. If you've got cross leaks inside of the valve body, that's going to be the problem that you've got. So you want to try to start with a fresh slate there. So make sure you get your valve body work done as well as the trans tuning. How much power can it hold, man? It just depends on how you drive it. And trans tuning setup is correct too, to make sure that you get the shift points taken care of and the lockups coming in there correctly, so you don't have that lug that happens with 68 and burns everything up. Brandon Todd Morris says, is there a way I can have a download put on my Smarty SO6 so I can install it on 2 trucks instead of having to buy a new Smarty? Brandon, you used to be able to pull as long as you set one truck back to stock and then you could change the tuner to another truck. That is the only way I suggest that you do that. And even then with Smarty, you've got to watch because I've seen a lot of Smarties that you do that 4 or 5 times and eventually one of them locks to the truck, and if it's not your truck that you own it and you've locked it on your buddies and he hadn't paid you anything for it, it could be locked there and then you're donezo. You got to send it to Smarty or get with Smarty Resource and have it unlocked for you. So, man, I really just don't suggest doing that for you. I think that you're going to be money ahead just not to fool with it that way. Fuel is good. You're very welcome, Melissa. How about them amazing? Gee, I hear you. Awesome atmosphere. Terrible play calling by the University of Kentucky, but I think we can both agree the Cats had that one in the bag. They just needed to keep. There were just a couple of different things. Defense was playing phenomenally, but your defense was playing well too. So we did not win the day, man. We did not win the day. Congrats to you all. Dean Vest just joined. Dean is a great American, and Dylan's not fired today. Scott Terry says, y'all have any thoughts on ATS ported turbo housing with a wicked wheel will be used on a daily 7.3 that hooks up to 30-35K pretty regularly. So compressor surge is the thing that we're trying to combat in the 7.3s by changing over the wicked wheel. That's even more. That's even less of an issue if you go with the ported compressor housing as well. So that's going to let the gases come away from the impeller wheel and keep that surge out of it. So I would definitely suggest doing those two things together for sure. Dylan Tipton said, good pull Saturday night, Wade. My truck's 99. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Dylan, I want to tell you, man, I really enjoyed talking to you at the track. I saw that you all made you another hook there, man. That was awesome. Dylan came out. Pretty much, a little bit more than a stock truck. Doesn't have a whole lot done to it. Came to pull in street stock, and he wound up pulling with us in 3.0 smoothbore. Good dude, man. Anything I can do to help you, obviously I will. Blow by 2 on track. How my truck runs really weak and now not building much boost. Any suggestions? Hooked second time Saturday, I blew oil out of my blow by tube on the track, and now my truck runs really weak and is not building much boost. Dylan, first thing I do is pull the intake off there, grab the impeller wheel on that turbo, and check it up and down, side to side, and in and out. If you've got in and out play, I'd say you probably took turbo out. That's just going to be my suggestion. Give me a call, man. I'll be glad to help you with that. You could have also, oil, if you've got oil coming out of the blow by on that, you're building a lot of crankcase pressure with that hook anyway. You could have blown out an intake gasket. So give me a call, man. I'll help you figure it out for sure. Colt Hawkins says, on my Edge digital gauge, what should I monitor for an '07 studded Ford 6.0? You're going to want to check engine oil temperature versus engine coolant temperature. You're going to want to make sure the delta is not too much there. Watch your EGTs as well. Colt, we've got a couple of write-ups on that. Give us a call, man. I'll be glad to help you. Gosh mighty, boys. Y'all have got a bunch of questions down. I'm going to take a couple more here because we're almost done. Brad Huffnagel says, why does the Smarty tuner seem to defuel itself after a few weeks? Brad, I don't know what you've got going on there. You want to make sure that your truck is mechanically sound. Make sure that you're not getting fuel filters clogged up, or maybe you've got a weak lift pump or something of that nature. Electronically, the tunes won't just come and go. So make sure that you're on a good sound mechanical ground. Make sure that you don't have a lift pump this week or a fuel filter that's getting picked up, or if you're just getting cheap fuel all the time or something like that and picking up bad fuel, man. Just trying to think outside the box there just a little bit. 03 Ford F-250, put a red head steering box in, still have about 3 inches of play in my wheels. Sackett Chesney. Sackett, don't forget to make sure that you check the track bar on that truck for sure, 100%. A lot of people go after the steering gear, and they've got a track bar problem the whole time, so check your track bar first, man. I know 3 inches is a lot, but check that track bar. And if you know how to check that too, check it on dry ground, truck not running, turn the wheel back and forth between the bumps, have somebody underneath the truck watching the track bar. If you've got movement at either the frame side or the axle side, track bar is going to be your problem, man. Golly, my face is itching. Sack injector's worth extra money on an LB7 order stock remans. What kind of potential horsepower can I reach out of it? 45 orders with stealth drop in, I think like a 63 if all eyes turn from Dirty Hooker. Zach Priestley, just depends on what the supporting mods that you've got for that, obviously lift pump and whatnot, but DHD is going to be good tuning for you. So with the stealth, man, I would think you would safely probably be able to reach 625 to 650 just depending on the condition of the engine. Sack style nozzles are going to be a little bit more of a robust nozzle for you, but they're not quite as clean. They're not quite as clean as far as atomization of the fuel goes, but they're going to be a pretty robust nozzle, so you shouldn't wear them out. If you've had to replace a bunch of injectors, Sack would probably be the way for you to go, man. And the thing quit. Let's see. I'm going to try to get something here close. Skip me. Sam Whitlock. Sam, if I skipped you, man, I apologize. Let's take one more here. I'm just going to randomly take one. If I skip a bunch of people, I apologize. I'm just going to randomly take one more here, man, because we fielded a bunch today. G Fuse, Kyle feels a difficult place to play for any team. You're exactly right. How about one more Duramax question? I'm going to do two. I'm going to do Matt Mahan's first, and I'm going to do Michael Trout's here. So, Matt Mahan, what's up, brother? He says, got an 4.5 Cummins. Is the CS2 a good tuner? Matt, if you're going to be doing, if you're wanting a power adder and you want to do, let's just say you want shift on the fly tuning, the Juice with Attitude CS2 is really, really good if you're wanting shift on the fly. Inside of that, if you do the Evolution, I think the Evolution will work for the 4.5. That's not going to be shift on the fly, but you're still going to get that readout ability with the CS2, man. So any questions on that, call me. 01 Duramax LB7, Michael Trout here at Banjo Bolt that connected to the high pressure relief valve. The ports go up and down or sideways. 2001 Duramax LB7 Banjo Bolt that connected to the high pressure relief valve. The ports go up and down or sideways. It doesn't matter, Michael. When you tighten that bolt up, the ports can go any direction. You're still going to have, if you have relief that comes from the cascade valve, as long as it can pass through the return lines, you're in good shape. A lot of people will just, and this don't do this, but they will block that off or slug that for anything. So, all right. Now, I got to go through my list here. Michael, Hurricane Michael, Suncoast is doing fine. Peter Pfeiffer from South Bend, we know he's doing okay. Cats are 5-1. Basketball season starts in 25 days. That's from Adam right there. That put basketball season starts in 25 days. I was staunchly against that, and if I was a little bit smarter guy, I wouldn't have read that because I don't care about basketball season starting in 25 days. I love basketball. I love Kentucky basketball, but it's football season, damn it. We are in the hunt for the SEC East. Nobody cares about basketball season. We're going to give away Power Shot. I'm going to give away Power Shot to the first guy I land on here that I didn't get to your question. Wes Jennings, I'm going to do it to yours. I see you got a long question there. I'm sorry I didn't get to that. But Wes, you won the Power Shot. Good job, brother. Dirty Diana, we had a hook the other night. We're still looking for a couple of different things on the truck. We're still trying to get data, so we will be there. And you guys that are on 3.0 class that you all are watching, we're coming. I promise you. We're trying to figure a truck out right now. There's a lot of moving pieces in this. We'll be there. I promise you that we'll be there. So no more text messages from you all telling us that you know people that can help us get set up with the thing. I promise you, I'll have that truck ready. It will be on the track with all the 3.0 smoothbore guys. So no more of these little text messages. No more of these Facebook messages. I got this truck. This truck will be there. It will be in your face. I promise you. All right. Sales that we've got going on right now. Free MBRP tip with all the PLM, SLM, and Performance series. That's a really, really good, or the Power Sport series. So that's a very good sale. We've still got free shipping on Suncoast transmissions, which is a huge sale. GDP's got their intake pipe kits. That's on sale right now. Pack Brake's got a mail-in rebate for their wireless airbag controller, which is actually really, really cool. It's Android and iOS both activated, so if you're thinking about doing airbags, this is definitely the time to look at it. They've got a really, really good sale on it. We just launched our Hot Shot Secrets. Hot Shot Secrets is a brand new line for us. We're giving you away an 8-ounce bottle of their everyday diesel fuel treatment with every bottle of Hot Shot Secret, whether it be Stiction Formula, the friction modifier. We're going to send you that, so check it out on the website. Very, very cool. Oh man, I feel like I have talked 1,000 miles today, or I feel like I've run 1,000 miles. So thank you all for watching. Try to be great Americans. God bless America. We're praying for everybody in Florida that's been affected by the hurricane. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your business. We very, very much appreciate it. If we can answer any questions for you all, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you all.